Welcome to another Granda video. We should be driving Granda in this video, hopefully. If you saw the last video of Granda, you will remember that I forgot that I need a fuel pressure regulator. Well, not that I forgot, but I just kind of found out that I needed one. So we got to Rally Sport Direct here in Utah. Went and talked to one of the guys that knows more about this kind of thing than I do. So this right here is a Tomei universal fuel pressure regulator. I also have a gauge. You hear the sirens in the background? Something's going on. Anyways, let's take this over here and let me show you what we got to do. So we're gonna have to figure out how to somehow mount it over here. I'll probably mount it right there with that bolt. That'll probably work out really well. And then we have to have, from the return line, we're gonna split the return line. Return line comes into, goodness, what is going on? I wanna wait. Okay, so you have the line that goes to the rail, goes to here, and then from the bottom back to the hard line. So we just gotta split this, and then the third one right there, goodness gracious. The third port right there is going to be for our fuel pressure gauge. That way we can mess with it and get it where we want it. And then we have the vacuum line, which is the port that we found back there on the side of the intake manifold that we forgot, which is how we figured out we needed a fuel pressure regulator. So we're going to get this on real quick, fire it up, see if it runs well. And here is our fuel pressure gauge that we have. I just got to thread tape it and take that out, and yeah. So we have all the fittings on. I had to find an adapter for the gauge because the gauge was the wrong thread pitch or whatever. So all the fittings are on. Now we got to go find the return line and tee out the return line. There we go. And this should run. All right, we have this all connected up. And it's probably not exactly where it's going to sit, but I have it just routed to, we're going to start the car and test and see if this actually works. I got to look up what the idling fuel pressure should be at, because this is an adjustable one. So we're gonna have to watch this gauge when we start it and see how high or low we need to adjust it to figure that out. Turning on access port. Fuel pump is primed. We're gonna wait for this to turn on so we can watch stuff on it before we try and start it, but I think we might be good to go. All right, here we go. It runs! That worked! I gotta turn the idle down. Oh. We're at 43, that looks about right to me.
You gotta be stoked.
That worked! So we just checked all the fluids, and now we're gonna start the car again and let it kind of idle, maybe get up to temp a little bit.
Yeah, does your temp gauge work?
It should.
Okay, let's watch the temp. I'd fire it.
I know, I'm gonna make sure everything's good. Okay. Yeah. We are good. I'll let the fuel pump prime for a minute. Here we go. It's going lean. It's going really rich. Whoa. The AFRs at idle are perfect. That's good. Just letting it warm up. It's idling so nice now.
Can you bend it from up here, or do you have to?
It's electronic throttle body, so it has to be in here. So I don't think the coolant gauge on the dash is working. It hasn't moved, but we're at 158. So it's at 158 degrees, but the dash gauge hasn't moved, so I don't think the dash gauge works. I have a temp gauge on the access port. I can still watch it. I'm just saying I don't think the dash one works. All right, I'm at 170. I'm gonna kill it.
Give it a little break.
Give it a little.
Give it a little wrap and then kill it.
It works. You have. I could cry right now. The amount of time, money, and effort I've put into this, with how many people have doubted me, it works. The car works. It freaking works. I have a running STI Forester right now. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. But we ran it up the temp. Fluids checked out good, so I'm running it again. I'm gonna make sure that like some of the fans come on. For some reason, my radio is no longer working. I'm not sure why, and I keep blowing fuses on the compressor line. So there's a couple little bugs to figure out before we can drive it, but we should drive it. Fans are not coming on, so we're gonna have to figure that out. And the radio's not coming on. I mean, that's not a priority, but we'll have to figure that out because it used to work. Even with the engine in here and everything in here, it used to work. And we've burned off most of the smoke. If you're wondering, all of that smoke from the exhaust pipe and from the engine is just because it's a fresh rebuild. When you freshly rebuild a car like this and you have greasy hands all over everything, it burns all the fingerprints off, burns all the grease off, burns all the new stuff on there off, burns all the assembly lube and stuff off. So that's why it was smoking out everything when we first started it. But I think it's burned mostly everything off now, and we got to figure out the cooling situation with the fans, and then we should be able to pull it out and drive it. Oh boy, we're about to drive it out of the garage after 2.5 months, something like that. Okay. Oh, it works! I am scraping already. All right. It drives! It drives! Oh my gosh. I am speechless. Oh my gosh. Everything's looking good. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I'm just speechless.
Should be. You did a good job, bro.
Wow. Right now. Oh my gosh. Our first fuel up on 91, guys. Oh, I'm so stoked. All right, you're supposed to give it some positive pressure for the first like 15 miles to let the rings, help the rings on the piston set in. So we'll build a, you're not supposed to go over 4,000 RPM though, so we'll build a little boost here real quick. That's so sick. Look at how fast this thing builds boost. Okay, we're at 0 PSI. Jumps straight to 10. This thing builds boost so fast. Oh my gosh. Well, that's what we're in today's video. We gotta button up the interior, button up a couple grounds and stuff. Can't get the fans working. So we'll come back tomorrow, finish it up, but that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. That's the first drive. I'm absolutely stoked. I love you all. Goodbye.